It's been an amazing ride. It's been incredible to watch this journey that you've been on. It started as a boy playing tennis. You turned into a junior champion, then a world champion, and then you became a sporting icon. What has that journey been like for you?
It was never supposed to be that way. It's just happy to play tennis and spend time with my friends, really. And it ended here, so it's been a perfect journey. I would do it all over again.
Roger Federer is a man who needs no introduction. The video you just saw was a recent phenomenon where Roger Federer actually played his last ever match. It was a bittersweet memory for the legend to have played his last ever match. Federer is one of those elite athletes who's not only known for his presence on courts, for his love of tennis, but he's also known for his calm temperament, his mood while he's playing, and the overall exuberance and the overall vibe that he has while he's playing. He's truly a royal player. Everybody loves Federer, and you can see why he's loved so much, because his commitment to the game, his love for tennis has been legendary. It truly makes him a legend. Not only he is a great tennis player, but he's also a very good businessman. He's one of those athletes who has a net worth of more than $1 billion. His story is amazing. Hey you beautiful people, welcome back to a new video on our channel Read Travel Become. If you're new on this channel, hi, my name is Avdoot, and on this channel I talk about books, productivity and travel. In this video, I'm going to recommend his biography. We are going to talk about the biography of Roger Federer. When I was a kid, I used to play tennis a lot, and goes without saying, Federer was one of my childhood heroes. He still is my hero, and he's a hero to millions of tennis players and sports people in general. The biography which this New York Times reporter has written, it's a beautiful story of why Federer is Roger Federer. In this video, I'm going to talk about some insights from the book, what I learned from the book, and I promise you this book is going to inspire you a lot. This book is very, very relevant now that Federer has retired from tennis. It's a very good time to revisit all his Grand Slams, revisit his defeats and victories. So it's a beautiful time to read this book. Make sure you watch the video till the end. You may never know which thought or fact may resonate with you and change the course of your life. So let's get started. Okay, so I read this biography long back when I was into tennis. I was actively following tennis. Even if you are not a tennis fan, you definitely should pick up this book. It not only talks about the sport in general, it talks about a general athlete. It talks about how a person using his grit, his elegant style of portrayal of sports, his way of communication, the way he treats his family and friends, why does that make a person a legend? So the book talks about all of that. Christopher Clarey, the guy who has written this book, is a New York Times reporter and a journalist. So he had the rare privilege of interviewing Roger Federer lots of times. He has interviewed Federer for over 20 years at various ups and downs of his life. So he has painted a very, very good picture of Roger Federer in this particular book. There are many, many biographies available on Roger Federer, but this one particularly stands out because it's very well researched. It's directly coming from Federer, and he not only talks about the sport, he talks about all the supplementary things as well. The book starts with Roger Federer's early childhood, where he was almost going to play some other sport, but what attracted him to tennis. Quickly we talk about Wimbledon and how he first won his Wimbledon at the age of 21, what were the ups and downs in his life, how his friendships, how his wife, how his supporting people supported Federer in whenever he was going up the ladder. Whenever you hear about Roger Federer in any context, you have a picture in your mind that this is a guy who's very cool-headed, who has a great control on his temperament. But when you read this book, you will understand that Federer is just like anyone else. Internally, he has a lot of things going. He is fierce, he's a fierce battler, and he knows the value of winning a championship. One of my favorite parts of the book was the author was actually interviewing one of his friends, and that friend of Roger Federer says, He always looks so smooth, so relaxed, but he knows how to suffer, to go through the pain and not show it, which is a rare quality a sports person can have. Generally, while they are playing sports, when they are in the game, when they are in their flow state, they generally show what they are feeling. But Federer is one such person who actually knows how to control his temperament. You'll read the book, you'll understand that this was not always the case. He was a guy who had a lot of temper issues. Even if you have been following Federer since a long time, you know initially when he was playing, when he was young, he had a temperament issue. He used to break rackets and swear and everything. But he has aged like a fine wine now. Like if you see Federer, you look at his aura, his personality right now, he's such a gentleman. The book is written in an interview fashion because the author got a chance to interview lots of people, not just Roger Federer. So he has taken out different time zones, he has taken out different anecdotes from his life and talked about those anecdotes. But it doesn't sound very interview because the author has given it a certain narrative. It's a story which is connecting all the interview points. That's what makes it a very compelling read. Writing a biography is very, very hard. Walter Isaacson is known for writing Steve Jobs because he has given it a depth, a narrative. In this book as well, the writer has given a very good narrative to the entire events that were happening in Federer's life. So now I'll tell you two important things which massively inspired me. These two insights were the takeaway for me from this book. The first insight was, even if you are a legendary sports player, you are a winner, but there's an executive presence as well, how you are perceived by people. You look at Roger Federer's life. He's one of the most successful business athletes as well. He has a net worth of more than $1 billion. He knew how to play his cards right. His deals with Nike, how he was, presenting himself to the world, that also matters a lot. The kind of deals he has struck and the kind of problems that he had is very, very interesting to read when you read the book. Especially the deal with Nike and creating his own brand RF, that part is beautiful. There are certain parts in the book when he's striking deals, when he was a young kid but he was getting these huge endorsements. His dad was supporting him in striking these deals. It was important to know how empathetic Roger Federer was. He had that personality in him where people loved him and he tried to empathize with people whenever he spoke to people. Even to this day, whenever fans speak to him, whenever he's trying to interact with any of the interviewees, he gives a very comfortable vibe around him. That is very, very inspiring because the kind of success that you have got, which probably no other athlete has ever experienced, even after getting that success, the man is humble, the man is down to earth. It was a big, big learning for me and I was thoroughly motivated by this fact. The second insight which I took from the book was that you don't judge a person by what he is actually doing. Let me quote a dialogue from the movie Batman Begins where he says, "It's not the way I'm underneath, but what I do that defines me." Federer is defined by what he does, by the championships he has won and by the presence that he's had. But internally he had a lot of issues. He knew what it took to be a champion. It's a long road. All the other tennis players have retired early, but Federer kept going. Winning 20 Grand Slams is not a joke, not at all. Having these records, breaking them again and again and still going, still working for the sport is a huge inspiration for all of us, especially for us millennials and Gen Zs. The attitude of keep going, don't care what is happening externally, just keep at it. The clip which you just saw at the starting of this video, it's a beautiful lesson for all of us. When he was asked by the host about his journey, he just said, "I just love playing tennis," and that's all. The journey just happened, which is very, very inspiring because if you think about it, this is where Ikigai comes in. If you've read the book Ikigai, it talks about what you want to do, what you're doing, it's helping other people. When all of these things come together, you are experiencing Ikigai. I think Roger Federer was experiencing Ikigai on a grand scale because he was loving the sport, he was totally into it. So that was my second learning from the book, which will, I think, always stay with me. And especially considering the recent events, I saw the entire match. I was seeing how Rafael Nadal's and Roger Federer's companionship took place. Like, they're fierce rivals on the court, but outside court, they had this immense respect for each other and love for each other, which was truly inspiring. So even if you are not a tennis fan, you should definitely pick up this book. It's a very easy read. It's a little long, but it's a very, very easy read. The narrative is great. It's enjoyable, thoroughly enjoyable. If you are a tennis fan, leave everything and read that book. You need to read that book and relive those nostalgia moments as well. The author has talked about the greatest moments in his life, which we all know, some of the wins, some of the losses that he had to face. So if you're a tennis fan, just stop watching this video and go read the book first. And if you guys have read the book, let me know in the comment section how did you guys like it, and if there's anything interesting to share from your side, please let me know in the comment section. So yeah, do pick up this book. I promise you will be thoroughly motivated. It's a very, very relevant book. It is going to stay relevant for long time. And yeah, I think that's all for this video. Thank you so much for all the love and support. More videos are coming up. Please stay tuned. If you find value in this video, consider subscribing to my channel. That's all for this video. See you in the next one. Bye bye.